Hello. Today I'll talk about friendship. So I wrote some paper named Friendship and Like-mindedness. Um, so basically, I explore this question whether friendship could only be a friendship could only exist between like-minded people. So I was I had I was doing this course on Nicomachean Ethics by Aristotle, this great philosopher, and Aristotle, the philosopher, in his book Nicomachean Ethics, eighth chapter, argues that um, ideal friendship could only exist between like-minded people or people who have similar virtues and similar values, that sort of thing. But in my paper, I tried to criticize this claim, argue against this claim, and in doing so, I basically I basically provided two two counter examples or sort of thing. So first, I explored the idea or the possibility of friendship between Joker and Batman. That there could be friendship we can imagine between Joker and Batman, even though they are not like-minded. And the second idea, which I basically try to put forward to argue against Aristotle's main claim, is that the idea of opposites attract. So, using these 2 points, first about the possibility of friendship between Joker and Batman, and also the fact that opposites attract. I aim to criticize Aristotle, not aiming for something small, aiming for quite big. My friends are saying that, oh my god, you're criticizing Aristotle, not aiming for something simple. So I said, yeah, I'm philosopher myself, so why not? Why shouldn't we criticize Aristotle? Because he is old dead philosopher. Why shouldn't we attack him for his? I mean, he was living in such a old time long ago. He, what he thought, he was after all an individual, and it's not that what he said and did was right. We are young modern people. We can certainly criticize his claims, and we must, and especially as a thinker, philosopher, scholar. So I'll focus a bit on the possibility of Joker and friendship between Joker and Batman. So in the in Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle defines, first of all, what like mindedness means, and he set some criterion that things like two individuals to be like minded, they should agree on something, and whenever there is like conflict, for example, I want to go to Thailand, my friend wants to go to Greece for their vacation, but after let's say some discussion and reflection, we should be able to agree on one thing. And this was one of the criteria. Second criteria, another criteria was that we should more or less agree on what is good and bad. For example, if I think that war is bad, then somehow my friend or something to be like minded should also agree that war is bad. So there are criterion like this, which is put forward by Aristotle to mean like what like-mindedness means. Two people would be like-minded if they agree on what is good, let's say, and also they should be able to agree on one outcome, one result after discussion, even if there is conflict. So let's keep these two criteria for now. If we take the case of Joker and Batman, it seems that they do not um, uh, they do not agree on outcomes. There is always conflict, and for example, one stands for um, evil things in the world, another person stands for good, and if there is like one particular conflict about something, it seems that they don't agree. And about the like bigger value thing, that more or less like-minded people should be agreeing on more or less similar virtues, and Joker and Batman are completely opposite. They are like they don't agree on similar virtues at all. They're like quite opposite. Uh, One is after justice, another is after injustice. One is for chaos, another is always saving the world. So they're not like-minded, right? That's like against Aristotle's criteria of like-mindedness. But even after this, like they are not like-minded. But can we not imagine the friendship between them? And I argued that in the paper that in such a case, someone can ask if we agree that they're not like-minded. Of course, they are not like-minded. But then what would be the basis for their friendship? I mean, how there should be something what their friendship stand for. And then I propose that just the sheer acknowledgement that they are friends would be enough for their friendship. And for example, they can, even after they're not like-minded, they can meet in a pub, have beer, and talk about their like things. They could celebrate their differences, their unlike-mindedness. That oh, you're so cool. You are so like you blew this building so nicely, and you might say, oh, you saved it very nicely. So this acknowledgement would be enough. And then um, this first point which I put forward against Aristotle claims, which is basically that like-mindedness is essential for friendship or ideal friendship. And my critique, my friends, my opponents, philosophers argue against this point that um, they're like-minded still. Aristotle is right. If we take the case of Joker and Batman, they are like-minded because uh, they they both think that um, they are both above the law or something like that, and they are both some sort of like very powerful people. and they are partaking in the like chaos or whatever in this like world. They're participating, they're both ambitious, so in this sense they're like-minded. But I argue against this point that I mean it's a very like far-fetched view. It's like saying um, a bed is similar to a chair. I mean, in some sense, obviously they are both objects, so they are similar, but just they are more different, isn't it? A bed and chair, they are different than being similar. Similarly, saying that saying that Joker and Batman are like-minded is equal to saying that a bed and chair are same. It's just too like far-fetched. They are not like-minded, but still they could be friends. And with this, I prove that like-mindedness is not essential for friendship. Two people could be different, very different, not like-minded at all, might have um, completely different values, virtues, but still could be friends. I myself is a living example. I believe in friendship with someone who could be completely different than me. I believe that I um, I'm not self-praising myself, but still I think that I'm more like um, more positive, more towards more being moral, doing right thing. Not always, but I try. I can imagine being friends with someone who is completely evil, completely like a murderer, and so if you remember the movie Silence of the Lamb, so the girl, the protagonist, Toman, is someone who represents justice, and she's kind of detective or police, and um, it was Silence of the Lamb movie, right? Yes. And the character Hannibal, who was cannibal, I mean, there is no like-mindedness. I don't see, they're completely different, but still they they were friends. They became lovers. Similarly, I think I could imagine myself uh, being friends with um, very different people. So this is one of the argument, my argument against Aristotle's claim. Second argument is about the phenomenon that opposites attract, which could also be somewhat against Aristotle's point that like-mindedness, having similar virtues are too important for friendship. So this phenomenon is very common, isn't it? Uh, so I try to say that people, most of the time, people come together to forge friendship or relationship because of the differences, not the similarities. So, for example, men are attracted to women, women are attracted to men because they are different, and also we are attracted to people who have very different, who are different than us, who has different characteristics. If I, let's say, I'm very vocal, so I might get attracted to someone who is not that vocal, shy, and introvert. So there is this phenomenon which is very real, which exists, and which we experience. So again, this phenomenon, opposites attract phenomenon itself, somehow poses challenge to Aristotle's main claim that like-mindedness and having similar virtues are at the core of friendship. or let's say any relationship. But um, this couldn't be right completely. So using these two main arguments, first was this like example of the possibility of friendship between Joker and Batman, and secondly, by exploring the real phenomenon of opposites attract, I tried to um, criticize Aristotle. Again, very big, ambitious goal.